In the last episode, I was brutally hungover at a rodeo.
We are reunited with our steeds and we rode with Kappa's dad.
Then woke up to a typhoon on the Gold Coast.
And once again, we rode in the rain and we were 3 hours late to meet our partners.
Go.
So we awake in Dorrigo.
Oh, Dorrigo, baby.
We awake in Dorrigo. What do you reckon of that?
We awake in Dorrigo.
We awake in Dorrigo.
We awake in Dorrigo.
We awake in Dorrigo.
Can you do a proper one now, please, so we can just go?
We awake in Dorrigo.
It's a lame one. We awake in Dorrigo.
And we started our day with a trip to the local waterfall. Then it was time to hit the road.
It's pretty foggy in the morning. It's a bit chilly, but it's not too bad.
It's raining.
It's raining. It's raining. I will be honest with you. It's raining again. It's always raining.
We're just leaving Dorrigo now. Just saw dangle balls, which are nice. I don't know, like, yesterday I was loving the bike, but then I got on it, my cold gloves, my cold, like, jacket and pants, and now I'm like, I don't know, it's taken me a bit to get into the mood today. I think it's just because it's a bit chilly, you know, it's get into the mood. I suppose that's a first world problem, isn't it? Like, oh, I'm just not in the mood on my motorbike that I'm on my little holiday on.
Where are we off to, Nick?
We're going to Armadale, you know, near where the crash happened, the big crash.
Hey, on the plus side, we get to go back to that pub, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. So we're heading along to Armadale. Now it's raining. I'm going about 110. I'm going along. I don't see Brett for a while. Then I see him ring me like twice. I pick up the phone and I've copped the biggest spray. Hey, why am I riding that fast? Buddy, I've got 1 point left on my license. I was like, I never heard.
Because I'm so annoyed. So we take off, it's 80 k's an hour. He claims he was only going 100 or under the speed limit. He wouldn't know because he's got no speedometer still. We were riding through this section, my bike starts to die. It starts clunking in and out. I was like, oh, there's something going wrong with my bike. I can't see Nick. I eventually catch up to 2 cars in front of us. It's a foggy road. And now, straight away, I start ringing him. It keeps going a voice message. I'm assuming he's coming off his bike again because I've caught up to cars. There's no way he's stupid enough to pass cars in the fog. Little did I know, he was.
Oh, fast enough, too.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
That's probably why your battery conked out. You probably weren't going fast enough to generate more electricity.
Yeah. I'll speak to the head mechanic, which is definitely not you. And then about 15 minutes later, when I eventually rang you, my bike died for the second time. So it completely stopped on the side of the road. I was stressed out. I started pulling the bike apart. By the time you got to me, I had the seat off. I had everything off.
The bike was in pieces.
So we get the bike going.
I don't know how. I just rolled it back and forth. I just mucked around with the connectors. Somehow it started. And then I just had to keep the revs up while Brett put the bike back together.
So I'm working on the bike, and I will give credit where credit was due, even though I was very angry at him, as per usual.
For his bike breaking down.
I was a bit hungover. Anyway, put the bike back together. He holds it. we're back on the road. We start taking off again. We start driving towards Armidale, and then didn't you start having problems with your bike as well?
Yeah, my bike started losing power. Then I was like, oh, maybe I'm just out of fuel. And I put it on reserve. I got the power going again. It's going great.
And then I was like, I didn't notice all this had happened. And then I'm still riding along and I see the sign. It says 10 Ks to Armidale. I was like, well, if there's a problem with my bike, long as I get to Armidale, I'm in 10 Ks radius. I feel like I can run 10 Ks, so I'm not as stressed as I was. But I get down to the bottom of this hill, my bike completely shuts off, and I just get past because I cross a bridge, and there's like those little side barriers, and I was like, I don't want to get stuck here because a truck can clean me up. I just get it to the other side of the road, pull over, I'll give you a call. I was like, Nick, my battery's done, the bike's stuffed. Basically, what happened was I was riding and then it started doing the same again, and then it just completely fucking died. So what I think the issue is the battery is not holding charge because it's old, and like the return charge it's not, you know what I mean? It's a fucked battery. So if we get a brand new one from like Battery World or something like that in Armidale, I'm only 10 Ks out, so we might be able to, I reckon that's our best solution. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
So yeah, the bike died, had to pull it apart in the rain. Cap had maybe loosened something up, or the water maybe got seeped in somewhere or some shit. I don't fucking know. I think the battery's dead. But anyway, we got it 90 Ks towards Armidale, 10 Ks away from Armidale. It fucking dies again. And I was gonna I kept rolling, so I tried to do like a push start on it as well, and nothing. So yeah, 10 Ks away. Annoying. How's it going, Lisa? My name's Brett. I'm just a little dumb question, but you guys have motorbike batteries? I'm just 10 Ks out of Armidale and my bike's died. You are a fucking legend, mate. Thank you so much. I'll send my mate there. So Supermoto in Armidale. Done. Thank you so much. I've called a shop ahead and I found out that they've got a DR battery there, but I didn't know if it was the right size. So I'll give you a call and tell you to come back.
You go, can you come back, check if the battery's right, then go back in?
No, I wanted you to come back, take the battery with you, so I knew it was the right size, get a new battery, bring it back, and you're like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing it. I was like, I put the phone down, they rang him again, I was like, no, fuck it, man, I'm just going to bring the battery out. Yeah. Brett was angry, overcomplicating as usual, but we bought the battery out, it was perfect. The best part was we're lucky that we had the girls with us. Yeah.
Because they could transport the battery for us in the car. They rocked up. They were trying to. The girls were on the phone going, "Call the RACV, call this, call that." And I was like, "Guys, it's the battery. Just please, I need no more drama today. My bike's died twice. I'm angry. Just get the goddamn battery. Bring it to me. It'll be fine." King Cap to the rescue. Again. The ladies of leisure have arrived with my battery.
Oh, that sounds better. Oh yeah. Perfect. She's alive. Yes.
Fuck the mechanics. I'm back, baby! I'm back! She's purring like a kitten. Couldn't be happier. Also, I love the fact that it worked and I was right.
Yeah.
So once I'm right, I know I'm happy. Put the bike back together.
Beautiful.
Hit the road again. 5 Ks to Armidale. The bike dies again.
I look around to Brett, he's shaking his head like this. And I'm like, oh no. If it was that, then it's electrical. And once you've got something electrical, it's an overnight job. And because you're always just got to troubleshoot, does that electrical bit work? What does that fuse work? Does that,
multimeter. Pain in the butt.
And we stop and I'm like, Brett, do you want to turn your reserve fuel on? And he goes, there's no reserve fuel. It's just on or off. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So it's not a fuel problem. And then I have another look again, and it does have reserve fuel. And he's like, it won't make a difference.
It's got the switch,
it's dead.
but I'm pretty sure it only had one line coming out of it. But hey, I was wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong. You were right. He just shakes it. I was like, what's shaking gonna do? You effing idiot, you know what I mean? Anyway,
so angry.
The bike started, and we're back on the road.
Back on the road.
And we make it to Armadale, thank God. I've never been happier to be in Armadale.
We get to Armadale and it's all right, but I said, mate, let's go on to Uralla where we stayed last time.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a brewery I want to show you.
Ooh.
Now I get a missed call from my brother on the road, and we get into the brewery. You would not believe it. My brother is reverse parking into the brewery as we rock up.
All Kappas think alike, you know?
Hello.
Over big, man. Yeah. My brother said, hey, there's a distillery down in the road in the town of Kentucky. I'm like, man, Kentucky isn't even a town.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
There was like 2 houses. One of them was the distillery.
It was so crazy, and it was such a beautiful little... Was it called Dobson's?
Dobson's. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Went there. It was like Mona or something. They had all these weird holographic art and a beautiful restaurant. The gin was outstanding. I think it's still the best gin I've ever had.
Is it just the gin, or is it here for whiskies, or a bit of both?
Anything.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That's the original. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh.
Man, it was amazing, and I was stoked because when we said we're going to take the girls on this ride and an adventure with us, in their mind, we're riding for 10 minutes, we're at a vineyard, we'd ride another 10 minutes, we're at a chocolate factory. That was what was going through their head.
Yeah.
The day before, they were very angry at us because we rode for 10 hours straight and we rocked up late. But today, I think, even though they had to pick up the battery, they were at a gin distillery by 12 o'clock.
Yes.
So they were pretty happy. We were back to being in the good books.
We're back to being in the good books. So we leave Dobson's and we're out on this road and it is slippery gravel. And I'm having flashbacks. I'm having flashbacks about the slippery gravel. My tyre still isn't fixed. It's still from when I crashed. But I know the problem now. I know if I don't sit on that tyre, it fishes.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So we're going good. And then out of nowhere, there's just this guy on like a 1982 Beamer 1200 just pops out of nowhere on slicks, just flying.
Boys all good? Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
By himself as well.
And we stopped him. We're like, "Hey, mate, how you going? Where'd you live local?" And he goes,
I've originally come from Melbourne.
Oh yeah, great. Us too.
Yeah,
But we
fair
just
enough.
came from the Gold Coast way.
Well, enjoy, boys. Ride safe. I tell you what, it's fucking sketchy on these tyres.
Yeah, man.
rode all the way from Melbourne. We could not believe it. Anyway, it was nice to see another motorcyclist for once.
It was good.
In the whole trip. And we get to this small town just before the forest, just before we get to Nundle. And there's this beautiful forest route. People said, Nick, go on this Coaldale Road. Apparently it's awesome. We stop and we decide to change the batteries in the GoPro. Now, I'm going along and I can see the GoPro on my handlebar. I go over a few bumps and all of a sudden the GoPro is not there. I pull up, I said, Brett, the GoPro has fallen off.
Hey mate, did you screw that GoPro in? What? Did you screw this one in?
And he looks at me and he's just about to go off.
It's gone.
How did it come off?
I don't know.
And then remember, he touched it last.
Now, I touched it last. I tightened it up because Nick cannot be trusted with a job like this. So I was like, well, I'll tighten it so I know it's on properly because I know he just doesn't check anything on his bike. And it was my camera. I was like, I don't want to lose it. I need to know it's on correctly. And then when it came off, I couldn't say anything.
He was like, he looked like one of those, you know what, like a cartoon where they're like erupting with rage, but they can't bursted anywhere. It was the puffiest I'd seen his face without drinking.
Well, technically, I would still. I'm not wearing it because I know I did righty-tighty. I know righty-tighty. I've never not done righty-tighty. I think what happened...
Did you do righty-tighty enough, though, Brett?
I think I did... It went right to the end point, and then I kept screwing it. I think I did it so tight.
Oh, you did it too tight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, I always say, it's your bike, your problem, you know? So you lost it.
I couldn't be trusted. I've been trusted for 3 days then. I'd been doing it for 3 days, and then Brett couldn't trust me, and then he lost it, so, yeah.
Well, you lost it, and you owe me a GoPro.
He is so angry.
But the best
Look at his face go around.
I know, I'm already...
We've got no red lights. It's all white lights.
No. So we're looking for this GoPro, and this old lady... We're in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere.
You can't see any houses.
No houses, and this little old lady comes out, and she goes, "Oh, what are you doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we lost a GoPro." She's like, "You won't find it." We're like, "What?" And she was drinking a beer as well.
She had a plastic bag.
And a beer. And I was like, "Little old lady, it's hot. Go home, you know?
Yeah.
What are you doing out here?" So we look for another 10 minutes for this GoPro. We go, "All right, it's lost. We're not going to find it in the tall grass." So we jump back on the road, and there's still no houses for another 15, 20 minutes. So where did the little old lady go? We didn't see her on the road. Did she just disappear?
Yeah, well, you told me, because I was trying to find the camera.
Yeah.
Thought I found it. I saw a glint.
Wasn't it just a Bundy cam?
It was an old Bundaberg rum cam. Which
Hey, struck gold.
Yeah. And then you go, man, I thought I found it. Turns out it was an old Bundaberg rum can. I'm like, the can got you as well. Got me as well. Oh, God. So I could tell Brett was angry, but also we were confused as where the lady went. We're like, was she a mirage in our heads? Because she disappeared.
Maybe one of those Dobson samplers made us go crazy or
Oh,
something.
man. I think she lived underground.
Yeah.
She came out of a hole and she went
was
back into a hole.
Yeah.
And Brett's like, "Look, man, I'm fucking angry." I could see you were so angry. You're like, "Let's just get back." And I'm like, "Cool." I'm not going to tell Brett that we're going to go the long way back.
No.
But thank God we went through the forest to Nundle because it was a beautiful ride.
Oh, this looks like nice country.
So we ride for 8 hours, and it's great, and I have a great day. But the last 2 hours, or if we're doing a 6-hour ride, the last 2 hours are always the hardest when you're the most exhausted. And I'm like, "Oh, not this today again." But I couldn't even get angry. It was so beautiful.
It was a stunning road. Brett always laughs because the amount of bird life that flies out in front of me.
Every time we ride, birds just must have an issue with you, because I look forward and then I just see you doing this. There's always a bird comes out in front of you.
And this time a huge dragonfly just smashed me in the face. Like,
did you have your voice right?
Yeah, just went hit me in the face. We get to Nundle and my brother's there with his partner, and then the girls are there. The girls are angry again because we got in very late.
We got in late again, but we said, "Look, it wasn't our fault. There was a little old lady, and she gave us a beer in the middle of nowhere. No, we lost her. We thought her a mirage. We lost time again looking for the GoPro. The last track took us more time than we expected again.
And the girls were angry, but we had the best time ever at the Nundle pub.
And she was just struggling to...
What'd you do?
Oh, the beef burger.
The size of this chicken burger, the Nundle pub. I love this place. So much chicken. It's not pork, but you could still eat 3 of these.
The biggest Palmer I've ever seen in my whole life, given to you by like a 5-year-old kid with a mullet. It was just running around, getting the glasses.
Man, he was making a killing. People were giving him tips and stuff like that. I think I'd had a chicken burger or something like that. It was a great night, but the best part was they handed out all the keys to the room, and I think you had a bigger or nicer room, and you were giving me stick about it.
Yeah, we had a beautiful room.
And
Yeah.
then 10 minutes later, I find out you had no air conditioning. I was like, sucked in.
Yeah, we had no air conditioning. It was so hot. Anyway, this 5-year-old kid with a mullet comes up. He tries to fix the air conditioning, and he goes, "I'll go and get the manager." And I'm expecting like a big old guy as the manager, someone older than me. A kid 19 years old. And the reason I know this is because he's got his high school Guernsey on.
Oh, really?
With the numbers on the back, like
Graduated
2019. And so I feel, emasculated.
Twice.
So the manager comes up, he goes, "Oh, yeah, mate. Oh, I can't get the air conditioning going. Would you like a stand-up fan and a couple of free drinks? Or I can move you to the presidential suite, but you'll be in separate beds." And we're like, we're taking the presidential suite.
It was a massive room. I was like, God damn it, Nick's fallen on his feet again. So annoyed. So annoyed.
Nundle pub. The ambiance is beautiful. The peel in, the historic peel in.
Legends. Along the ride, we raised some cash for Are You Bogged, Mate, which is a men's mental health charity for blokes in the country. If you got some spare coin, jump on their website and donate. In the final episode, Kappa tries to take us through a closed road.
We both become unstuck at a water crossing.
We meet a farmer and we pay him cash for a good time.
He was good. Will another trip end in disaster, or will we finally get our bikes home?
Find out in the final episode of The Wrong Way Round. God, that was harder than I thought.
think we got it. I think we got
nailed
it.
Yes.